receiving this document in their mailboxes starting in just a couple of days. And I need you to understand exactly what this is, why it matters so much, and what you need to do with it when it arrives. Hey everyone, it's Tony here at Retirees Benefits. For those of you who are new, I've spent years helping people navigate Social Security, Medicare, disability benefits, and everything in between. I've personally helped families understand their rights, decode confusing government paperwork, and make sure they're not leaving money on the table. When I tell you something matters, it's because I've seen firsthand what happens when people miss important details. And today's topic, this is one of those details you absolutely cannot afford to miss, especially because this document could be directly connected to that 2000D stimulus payment we keep hearing about from the president. Yes, I'm going to connect those dots for you in just a few minutes, but beyond the stimulus situation, this document affects your ability to access dozens of benefit programs, assistance options, and financial opportunities throughout 2026. I'm going to show you exactly how. Here's what we're going to walk through together in this video. First, I'm going to show you exactly what document is being mailed out on December 26th to all 75 million Social Security beneficiaries. Then I'm going to give you 7 critical reasons why you need this document and why you absolutely cannot just throw it in the trash. Third, I'm going to connect this directly to the $2,000 stimulus payment situation and explain why having this document could be the difference between getting that money quickly or not getting it at all. Fourth, I'm going to reveal the hidden benefits and programs you can access with this single piece of paper that most people don't even know exist. Fifth, I'll walk you through the common mistakes people make with this form and how to avoid every single one of them. And finally, I'll give you specific action steps for what to do the moment this hits your mailbox, including a simple filing system that takes less than 5 minutes to set up. Okay, so here's what's happening. Starting December 26th, Social Security is mailing out tax documentation to every single beneficiary. If you live in the United States, you're getting an SSA 1099 form. If you live overseas or outside the country, you're getting an SSA 1042S form. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, wait, I don't file taxes. Why do I care about a tax form? I'm throwing this in the garbage. Stop right there. Do not throw this away. I'm going to give you 7 reasons why this document is critical. Even if you never file a tax return, this affects every single person receiving money from Social Security. And here's something most people don't realize. This isn't just a tax form. It's actually a multi-purpose financial document that serves as your official government proof of income for the entire year. Think of it like a report card from Social Security showing exactly what they paid you in 2025. Let me be specific about who needs to pay attention. Retirement beneficiaries. If you're collecting Social Security retirement, you're getting this. That's about 52 million people right there. Social Security disability insurance recipients. If you're on SSDI, this is coming to you. Roughly 9 million disabled workers need to watch for this. Supplemental Security Income recipients, SSI beneficiaries, you're included too. Even though SSI is technically not taxable, you still need this document for reasons I'm going to explain in just a minute. Survivor benefit recipients, widows, widowers, children receiving benefits from a deceased parent, you're getting this form. Veterans receiving Social Security. If you get both VA benefits and Social Security, you need this for the Social Security portion. Spouses receiving benefits based on a husband or wife's work record, you're getting your own form. And here's a big one. Anyone who received back pay from the Social Security Fairness Act. If you were one of the lucky beneficiaries who got that lump sum payment and higher benefits in 2025 because of the Fairness Act, you absolutely need to see this form because you might have tax liability on your hands. Bottom line, if Social Security paid you even $1 in 2025, you're getting this document. That includes people who only received benefits for part of the year. Maybe you started collecting in October 2025. You're still getting this form showing those 3 months of payments. Let me break down exactly why this matters and why you need to keep this document safe. I'm going to give you 7 reasons, and I want you to pay special attention to reasons 4, 5, and 6, because those are the ones that catch people by surprise every single year. This SSA 1099 form shows the exact amount of money that Social Security paid you in benefits during the year 2025. Now, here's what most people don't realize. This information isn't just being sent to you. Social Security is also furnishing this exact same information to the IRS. Why does that matter? Because if there's a mistake on this form and it says Social Security paid you significantly more than they actually did, the IRS is going to come knocking at your door wanting a piece of money you never even received. Now, let me be clear. It's highly unlikely that Social Security made a mistake. These systems are pretty accurate, but mistakes do happen sometimes. I've seen cases where someone's benefits were suspended for 2 months, but the form didn't reflect that suspension. I've seen cases where a lump sum back payment was accidentally counted twice. I've seen cases where the wrong year's data got printed on the form due to a computer glitch. When you get this form, I need you to scan through it quickly and verify that the amount listed is accurate. If it's wrong, you need to get it corrected immediately by calling Social Security at their main number. Don't wait until tax time to figure this out. Handle it the day you notice the error, because once the IRS has incorrect information in their system, it becomes 10 times harder to fix. This is your official legal proof of income. Let me give you some real-world scenarios where you might need this. Let's say you're trying to buy a car in 2026 and the dealership needs proof of income to approve your financing. You whip out your SSA 1099 and show them exactly what you received from Social Security in 2025. That's documented, verified, government-issued proof that cannot be disputed. Maybe you're applying for housing assistance, energy assistance, food stamps, or any other benefit program. They're going to ask you to prove your income. This is how you do it. Perhaps you're trying to qualify for a Medicare savings program or extra help with prescription drug costs. They need to see your income. This is your golden ticket. Want to apply for a personal loan, a credit card, or refinance your home? Lenders want to see proof of steady income. This document proves it. For moms who are widowed and living on survivor benefits, for veterans trying to access additional programs, for disabled individuals applying for state assistance, this document is your proof that your income qualifies you for help. And here's the key. Many assistance programs have income limits. You need to prove you're below the limit. This form does that instantly. No pay stubs required, no bank statements required. Just this one simple government form that carries the weight of the federal government behind it. Now, millions of Social Security beneficiaries do file tax returns, especially if you have other income sources like a pension, part-time work, investment income, or rental income. If you're one of those people who files a tax return, you absolutely need this document to get the accurate dollar amount of your Social Security benefits. Your tax preparer is going to ask for it. Tax software is going to prompt you for it. You cannot complete your return without it. Even if you've never filed before, but you had a big change in 2025. Maybe you sold a house, cashed out a retirement account, or received that Social Security Fairness Act back pay. You might need to file this year. And if you do, you need this form. Here's the thing about Social Security benefits. Depending on your total income, anywhere from 0% to 85% of your benefits could be taxable. The calculation is complicated, and it's based on something called combined income, which includes your adjusted gross income plus tax-exempt interest plus half of your Social Security benefits. Your tax software or tax preparer needs the exact amount from this form to run that calculation correctly. If you guess or estimate, you could end up paying more taxes than you owe or paying less and getting hit with penalties later. Neither scenario is good. Just use the form. This is huge for a specific group of people. If you were one of the beneficiaries who received a large lump sum payment in 2025 because of the passage of the Social Security Fairness Act, congratulations, first of all. But second, you need to understand that lump sum payment could create tax liability for you. The SSA 1099 is going to show exactly how much you received, and that information is critical for determining whether you owe taxes on that money. Many people who got those back, paychecks ranging from $10,000 to $50,000 or more, might be surprised when they realize some of that is taxable income. This isn't something to panic about, but it is something you need to be aware of. Look at that form carefully. If you received a substantial lump sum, strongly consider talking to a tax professional about your situation. Here's what a lot of people don't understand. When you receive back pay, Social Security allocates that money to the specific years it should have been paid. So if you got $30,000 in back pay covering 3 years, that money gets divided across those years for tax purposes. There's actually a special calculation called a lump sum election that can reduce your tax burden in situations like this. But you need to know about it, and you need accurate numbers from your SSA 1099 to make it work. A good tax professional can help you navigate this, but they need this form to do it. This reason surprises people because they don't connect Social Security income documentation with Medicare. But here's the reality. There are multiple Medicare assistance programs designed to help people with limited income pay for their health care costs. We're talking about Medicare savings programs, which help pay Medicare premiums, deductibles, and coinsurance. We're talking about Extra Help, also called the Low Income Subsidy, which helps pay for prescription drug coverage under Medicare Part D. These programs have income limits. To qualify, you need to prove your income is below those limits. And guess what document they want to see? Your SSA 1099, because it's official, it's accurate, and it's directly from the government. They trust it. If you're living on Social Security alone, there's a very good chance you qualify for at least one of these programs. The Medicare savings programs have income limits ranging from about $1,540 per month for an individual up to about $2,079 per month, depending on which level of the program you're applying for. Those numbers are for 2025, and they adjust every year. If you're at or below those amounts, you could be getting help with your Medicare premiums, which for Part B alone is $185 per month for most people in 2025. That's over $2,200 per year you could be saving, but you can't apply without proving your income. The SSA 1099 proves it. And here's the thing. A lot of people don't even know these programs exist. They're paying full price for Medicare when they could be getting substantial help. This document is your key to unlocking that help. Beyond federal programs, almost every state has additional benefit programs for seniors, disabled individuals, and low-income households. We're talking about property tax relief programs, utility assistance programs, phone discount programs through Lifeline, internet discount programs through the Affordable Connectivity Program, food assistance, heating and cooling assistance, and so much more. Every single one of these programs has income eligibility requirements, and every single one of them accepts the SSA 1099 as proof of income. I've worked with people who were able to save thousands of dollars per year by applying for programs they didn't even know existed. One woman I helped was paying $3,200 per year in property taxes. We got her enrolled in her state's senior property tax freeze program using her SSA 1099 as proof of income. Her property taxes are now frozen at that level and won't increase as long as she qualifies. Another gentleman was paying $180 per month for internet service. We got him enrolled in a discount program that cut his bill to $30 per month. That's $1,800 per year in savings, all because he had his SSA 1099 ready to prove his income. The programs vary by state, but I promise you, wherever you live, there are programs available. The problem is nobody tells you about them. You have to seek them out, and when you do, you need documentation. This form is that documentation. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the $2,000 stimulus check that the president keeps mentioning. First, let me be crystal clear about something. We do not know if this is actually going to happen. The president continues to say it's going to happen. His advisors keep saying it's going to happen, but there's skepticism out there from various sources, and we simply don't have concrete legislation yet. I'm not here to tell you it's definitely happening. I'm not here to tell you it's definitely not happening. I guess we need to take the word of the president and the administration who keep coming back and saying it's going to happen. So maybe it will. We just don't know for certain. But here's what I do know. If you want to be in a position to receive that money quickly and easily if it does happen, you need this document. Let me explain my thinking here. When it comes to the distribution of money in the form of a stimulus payment, a rebate, a dividend in advance of a refundable tax credit, whatever they want to call it, There are always rules and parameters. Sometimes you need to prove your income. Sometimes you need to meet certain thresholds. Sometimes in weird rogue situations, they might even require you to file a tax return to get it. Now, generally speaking, and I've said this in many videos before, it's not about filing a tax return when it comes to stimulus payments. It's about your income. I still stand by that 100%. It is about your income, not about whether you filed. But here's my disclaimer. If, for some strange reason, they decide you need to file a tax return in order to receive this $2,000 payment, then you need this tax documentation to do that. If someone typically doesn't file a tax return and their income would show as zero or very low on paper, then fine. We file a simple return to get the payment. And this SSA 1099 gives us the accurate numbers we need to input. Again, I don't foresee that being the case, but if they do require filing, we need to be prepared. I've learned over the years that when it comes to government programs, it's better to have documentation you don't need than to need documentation you don't have. Here's what I really want you to understand. As a fixed income beneficiary living on Social Security, by default, your income is almost certainly below whatever thresholds they would put in place to make someone eligible for a $2,000 stimulus payment. If you're living on $1,500 a month from Social Security retirement, your annual income is $18,000. If you're on SSI at $943 a month, your annual income is about $11,300. If you're on SSDI, getting the average of $1,537 a month, that's roughly $18,400 per year. These are not high incomes. You are going to be well below any reasonable income threshold they might set. Looking at previous stimulus payments, the income thresholds have typically been $75,000 for individuals and $150,000 for married couples filing jointly. Social Security beneficiaries living on benefits alone are nowhere near those numbers. You qualify. The question is just how to prove it if they ask for proof. And this SSA 1099 form, this is your proof. This is your document that says, look, this is my income. I'm way below the threshold. I qualify for help. You need to have proof. You need to have documentation. This is it. Now, let me share something that most people never learn about this form. There are hidden opportunities that come with having accurate income documentation, opportunities that can put hundreds or even thousands of extra dollars in your pocket throughout the year. I'm talking about things like qualifying for earned income tax credit in certain situations, being able to contribute to a Roth IRA if you have some earned income alongside your benefits, and proving your eligibility for senior discounts and programs that require income verification. Many retailers, service providers, and organizations offer senior discount programs that have income requirements. Think about reduced rate zoo memberships, museum memberships, gym memberships, and more. Some of these programs are incredible. There are states that offer free or reduced cost fishing and hunting licenses for seniors below certain income levels. There are national and state park programs with reduced fees. There are automotive clubs with special rates. There are insurance companies that offer additional discounts if you can prove your income is below certain thresholds. I know this might sound small, but these things add up. If you're able to save $50 here and $100 there throughout the year by proving your income qualifies you for various programs and discounts, you could easily be looking at $500 to $1,000 in total annual savings. And all it requires is keeping this one document safe and being willing to show it when opportunities arise. Let me walk you through the biggest mistakes I see people make with this form every single year. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to avoid each one. This is the biggest one. People see tax form, assume it doesn't apply to them because they don't file taxes, and they toss it in the trash. Then 6 months later, they need proof of income for something, and they're scrambling. They have to call Social Security, wait on hold, request a replacement, and wait for it to arrive in the mail. All of that could have been avoided by just keeping the original. Don't throw this away, ever. Even if you're 100% certain you don't need it, keep it anyway. Some people are good about keeping the document, but they file it away without ever looking at the numbers. Then they discover an error months later when they're using it for something important. By that point, it's a hassle to get it corrected. Check the numbers the day it arrives. It takes 30 seconds. Make sure the total benefits amount looks right based on what you received monthly. If something looks off, address it immediately. A lot of people keep the form through April when they file their taxes, then they throw it away thinking they're done with it. Big mistake. You might need this document at any point during the year. Keep it through the entire year, and honestly, I recommend keeping it even longer. I keep mine for 3 years just in case I ever need to reference past income for any reason. Documents get lost, houses flood, files get misplaced. Make a copy of your SSA 1099 as soon as it arrives. Keep the original in your important documents file and keep a copy somewhere else, maybe in a different drawer, maybe scanned and saved on your computer or phone, maybe given to a trusted family member. Just have a backup. I've seen too many situations where someone needed this form, couldn't find it, and had to go through the hassle of requesting a replacement. If you have a My Social Security account online at SSA.gov, you can access this form electronically, usually a week or two before the paper version arrives. A lot of people don't know this. Having electronic access means you can download and print it anytime you need it. You're not dependent on keeping track of a piece of paper. If you don't have an online account yet, consider setting one up. It's free, it's secure, and it gives you 24/7 access to your benefit information. Okay, so let's talk about exactly what you do when this document shows up. You're going to receive it one of two ways. Option 1, electronic version through your My Social Security account. If you have an online account set up at SSA.gov, you can access your SSA 1099 electronically, usually before the paper version arrives. This is actually the fastest way to get it. Option 2, physical paper version delivered to your mailbox. This will arrive sometime after December 26th. For most people, it'll show up in January 2026. Here's your step-by-step action plan. Do not let this sit in a pile of mail. Do not ignore it. Open it the day it arrives. I don't care if you're busy. I don't care if you're tired. Open the envelope, pull out the form, and at least glance at it. You don't have to study every detail right away, but you need to know you received it and that it's physically in your possession. Scan through it and verify accuracy. Look at the total benefit amount listed for 2025. Does it match what you expected? If you received roughly $1,500 per month all year, it should show around $18,000. If you had any changes during the year, maybe your benefits increased due to COLA or you started receiving benefits mid-year, make sure the amount reflects those changes. If the numbers look wildly wrong, call Social Security immediately at their main number. Don't wait. Don't assume it'll fix itself. Call and get it sorted out. Make at least 2 copies of this form. You can use a printer if you have one. You can go to your local library where they usually charge like 10 cents per copy, or you can take a clear photo with your phone and save it in multiple places. I recommend having a physical copy and a digital copy. Physical copies are great for handing to people when needed. Digital copies are great because you always have them with you on your phone. And I mean safe, not I'll deal with it later safe. Actually safe. Here's the thing. We all have a safe place for important documents. It could be a drawer in your kitchen. It could be a filing cabinet. It could be a shoebox in your closet. It could be a folder in your desk, wherever you keep birth certificates, marriage licenses, deed to your house, insurance papers. That's where this goes. Put it there the same day you receive it. Don't set it on the counter intending to file it later. Do it now. If you don't have a good system for important documents, let me give you a simple one. Get a large envelope or a folder. Label it Important Documents 2026. Put this SSA 1099 in there along with any other important papers you receive throughout the year. Keep that envelope or folder in the same place all year long. When you need something, you know exactly where to look. It's simple, it's effective, and it works. Here's a pro tip. Set a reminder on your phone or calendar for December 2026. Title it Check for SSA 1099 Form. That way, next year at this time, you'll be reminded to watch for this form again. You'll be ahead of the game and you won't forget about it. This is about creating good habits around important financial documents. Take a moment to think about your situation. Are you planning to apply for any assistance programs in 2026? Are you thinking about buying a car or applying for a loan? Do you qualify for Medicare savings programs or extra help but haven't applied yet? Make a mental note or write down what you might need this form for. That way, when the time comes, you'll remember you have it and where it is. If you file taxes, give this to your tax preparer or input it into your tax software when the time comes. If you don't file taxes, that's fine, but still keep it safe in case rules change or you need it for the stimulus payment or any other benefit program. And if you're not sure whether you need to file, talk to a tax professional. The rules can be confusing, especially if you had changes in your income during the year. Let me be very straight with you about the $2,000 payment situation because I don't want to give you false hope, but I also don't want you to be unprepared. We don't know the rules yet. We don't know the parameters. We don't know the income thresholds. We don't know the eligibility requirements. We don't know if you'll need to file a return or not. We don't know the timeline. We literally don't know anything concrete because no legislation has been passed. What we do know is that the president has mentioned it multiple times since November 9th. We know his administration keeps saying it's coming. We know there's talk about it. We know there are meetings happening. We know there's political pressure to do something to help people with the rising cost of living. But knowing there's talk and talk turning into actual legislation that passes both chambers of Congress and gets signed into law, those are two very different things. Here's my philosophy. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, position yourself to receive money easily and quickly if they decide to send it. Don't get caught scrambling for documentation you threw away. Don't be the person who misses out because you weren't prepared. If they want to give us money, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to position myself to get that money as fast as possible. And I want to do the exact same thing for you, for this community. Think about the previous stimulus payments we've had. The people who got their money fastest were the ones who had direct deposits set up with the IRS or Social Security, who had their documentation in order, and who met all the requirements clearly. The people who had to wait months were the ones who had missing information, outdated addresses, no direct deposit, or needed to file claims for missing payments. Get yourself in position to receive money fast and easily. This document puts you in that position. Even if the stimulus doesn't happen, you're still better off having your financial documentation organized and accessible. That's just smart money management regardless of what the government does or doesn't do. Before we wrap up, I do want to mention a few pieces of good news for Social Security beneficiaries going into 2025 because it's not all complicated tax forms and uncertainty. The 2025 cost of living adjustment was 2.5%, which means your benefits increased in January. For the average retiree, that's about $48 more per month. That's nearly $600 more per year. Is it enough to cover inflation? That's debatable, but it's something. The Medicare Part D out-of-pocket cap dropped from $8,000 to just $2,000 in 2025. If you're someone taking expensive medications, this is potentially life-changing. I'm talking about people who were spending $500, $700, and $1,000 per month on prescriptions. Now, once you hit that $2,000 cap, you pay nothing more for the rest of the year. This is huge. If you haven't looked into this yet, please do. Talk to your pharmacist, talk to Medicare, understand how this new cap works and how it applies to you. The earnings limit went up for people who work while collecting benefits. If you're under full retirement age, you can now earn up to $23,400 without losing benefits. That's an increase of $720 from 2024. If you're someone who's working part-time while collecting Social Security, this gives you a little more room to earn without penalty. And for those who benefited from the Social Security Fairness Act, you saw a substantial increase in your monthly payment, plus potential back pay. That's money you earned and deserved. There are also several bills in Congress right now that could positively impact Social Security beneficiaries if they pass. I'm watching those closely and will make videos about them as things develop. The point is, it's not all doom and gloom. There are positive things happening, and there are reasons to be hopeful about improvements to come. Look, I know navigating Social Security feels overwhelming sometimes. I know you're tired of confusing forms and uncertain situations. I know you just want clear answers about money that's rightfully yours. I know you didn't sign up to become an expert in government bureaucracy. You just want to live your life, enjoy your retirement, or manage your disability situation and not worry about all this paperwork. But here's what I need you to remember. Being informed is your superpower. Understanding what's coming in the mail and why it matters puts you ahead of millions of people who will just throw this form away without thinking about it. You're here watching this video, which tells me you're someone who takes action. You're someone who seeks out information. You're someone who's going to be prepared when opportunity knocks. You're someone who understands that knowledge is power, especially when it comes to protecting and maximizing your benefits. So, when that SSA 1099 arrives after December 26th, you're going to know exactly what to do with it. You're going to open it immediately. You're going to verify it's accurate. You're going to make copies. You're going to file it somewhere safe, and you're going to have it ready for whatever comes next, whether that's filing taxes, applying for benefits, accessing Medicare assistance programs, proving your income for a loan or assistance program, or yes, potentially claiming that $2,000 stimulus payment if it actually happens. This one document, this simple piece of paper, is more powerful than most people realize. It's your key to accessing help. It's your proof of income. It's your ticket to programs and benefits. It's your protection against IRS issues. It's your financial documentation for the entire year. Treat it with the importance it deserves. If this video helped you understand what's coming in the mail and why it matters, please hit that subscribe button right down below. It's 100% free, and it means you won't miss important updates like this. I'm constantly monitoring Social Security news, Medicare changes, stimulus payment developments, and benefit programs. When something important happens, you'll be among the first to know. Please share this video with other Social Security beneficiaries in your life. We're talking about 75 million people who need to know about this document. Help me get this information out there by hitting that share button. Send it to your parents, your grandparents, your neighbors, your friends at church. Anyone you know who receives Social Security needs to see this. You could be helping someone avoid a costly mistake or helping them access benefits they didn't know they qualified for.